Hey, welcome to our Copy.ai live demo. My name's Andrew Lane, and today we'll spend about 30 minutes going through the Copy.ai chat feature, which is really fun, and there's some cool stuff you can do with it. I'm also going to show you some lazy tips. So if you are lazy like I am and you don't want to write a lot of stuff, but you want to have magical copy and content created for you and your business, stay tuned because we're going to do some really cool stuff today to save you a lot of time, help you be way more productive, and maybe even have fun doing your work. So let's see here. I want to take a look and see if you are here live. We've got a good crowd today. Anna, welcome. If you're hanging out with me live, go ahead and just drop a quick comment below. Just want to see who's here. And it's always fun to see where you are in the world hanging out from. Just drop a quick comment. And if you have a question, these demos are for you. So I will prioritize all of you who are here live to answer your questions. So let's see here. Anna, I've got a question here. When posting a prompt, I often get sorry I was unable to complete your request at this time. Yeah, I think it gets timed out sometimes. I know the team is working on improving the communication there. So it will analyze what happened and then tell you in the near future. So they're working on that. That should be released pretty soon. So keep an eye out for those updates. But it gets timed out sometimes. If there is a real technical issue, you can just reach out to the team and submit feedback at the bottom, especially on the chat. You'll notice this option to give feedback. So be sure to let the team know if there's any bugs that show up regularly. They would love to find out and get that fixed pretty quick. Sweden, awesome. From Dallas, nice. Right up the road. I'm down in Austin, Texas. Hey, from Atlanta, California. I grew up in California. Welcome, David. Atlanta, is that Hawaii? Cool. What's up, Jeff? Toronto, nice. Hey, from Spain. Washington, D.C., welcome. All right, so the next thing I want to know, API, yeah, good question. That is kind of in beta right now, but there will be more information coming out regarding API. I think you can just Google it or look at the Copy.ai website. You may find the API. It's kind of a new thing, so I don't have a lot of info on that yet. There is an information guide on the web somewhere. So if you Google search it or go on the website, you may find that. Otherwise, you can reach out to the team if you want some more advanced functionality with the AI. Just reach out to the support team. Welcome from Mexico and Connecticut. Cool. So if you're hanging out today, let me know what you're working on. If there's anything in particular you would like some help with, I have a really fun demo I'm going to show you that I think will be eye-opening for you. So I'm going to jump into that right now, and I'll keep an eye out for the questions. If there's something specific you would like to see, please let me know. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is play around with a few of the very cool features here with the chat feature on CopyAI. And one thing you can always do, I never like to start from scratch. So if you have a competitor's website or some kind of product or service that's already out there, that's kind of like your business, even if you're starting from scratch with your own business, or you have an idea of what you want your brand to look like or sound like, you can always go find someone who's already doing it well. And that's a really fun place to start. So I'm going to go to my buddy's website here, evantarver.com. And let's start with his brand as an example. I want to show you a couple things you can do with the chat feature that is really cool. So what I can do here is drop in this website. All right, so I'm using the chat feature with CopyAI. I'm going to put his website here into the input. And now I'm going to use a feature called Voice In on my Chrome browser because I'm too lazy to even type. So I'm going to put that website in there. Now let me just tell the AI what to do. Okay, please go ahead and analyze this website and write a brand brief that describes what this business is, who they serve, who their target audience is, and any other relevant details. Okay, so I put that URL in there and I gave it a command to scan that website and break it down for me, break down this brand, all right? The business, the target audience, the services, the personality, competitive advantages, key message, really good insights here for that brand. Now, one thing you could do, if this was your website and you had your own business like that set up, that's helpful on its own. It can analyze your website for you and write up your brand brief for you. One thing you may consider doing is add that to your info base so you have that stored in your Copy AI account going forward, so you never have to type this stuff again. So I could go ahead and grab all of this and basically just copy all this, go to the info base. And I already did this earlier, but just wanted to show you what you could do here. You can add your own info. And in this case, you could just paste all that information here so the AI would know that in the future. And then when you're writing content, you can use hashtags to pull up your info base and never have to type that stuff again. So you can put that important information about your business in there real quick, actually have it write up that information for you and have that handy. So if I go back now, you'll notice when you click on hashtag here, it'll pull up those the information. So I had, like, for example, Felicia Reed was a client and I had her bio in there. And now I never have to put that information back in. So that's a really cool shortcut to analyze a website or a competitor. Now, if I was going to build a similar brand to that, I could say, okay, cool. Let me tell it now. Awesome. So based on the brand brief for that website, please come up with a new business or that I can use for myself that is similar to that business. Please give me a list of 10 ideas of a name of a business and a short description that would be similar, but better. Okay, so now we're actually going to use that brand brief of a competitor's website and see if it can give me some new ideas. Okay, here we go. So now I have new business ideas based on that one. It's giving me name ideas and a quick description of how I can compete or be better than that brand. Progress Lane. I like that. It's my last name. Let's go ahead and use that as the name. So let's go ahead and tell it now. I like number 5. Awesome. I liked number 5, Progress Lane. Let's go ahead and expand on that idea, and please write a complete brand brief for that new business idea. So I really like using this voice in Chrome extension because now I don't even have to type and the AI is doing all this work for me. So let's take a look. Progress Lane is a business that provides content and resources related to personal and professional growth. Boom, boom, boom. Target audience, services, brand personality, competitive advantage. And if I wanted to tweak that a little bit, let's see here. It's a little bit bland. So maybe I'll just tell it something like this. Pretty close, but it's a little bit bland. Can you make this brand more exciting, cutting edge, innovative, and tech focused? I'd like it to be much more about optimization using the latest technology and research. Okay, so now I gave it some feedback, and this is the beauty of using the chat interface here, is you can work with the AI, and this is cool too, using voice inputs like this. Now you're really just tweaking it as you go. Cutting edge business that provide leverages the latest technology and resources, tools, personal growth, and professional optimization. That's much better. Very cool. So even if you wanted to tweak some of the offerings that you want to share, that would be easy to do. So this is a good starting point to kind of tweak your brand messaging. And now from here, you have a great starting point. So from this point on, you can actually browse through the prompts and look at some of the things you can write. And if you just want to get started, you could say, let's go ahead and write a website for that. Landing page copy. I'm going to use these built-in prompts here and just start with that landing page copy. Let's go ahead and say about this business. And let's just do it. Let's write up some web page copy. Unleash your full potential with cutting edge technology, personal and professional optimization through AI, VR. Okay, it's pulling in some like really cool stuff there. Let's see, discover our innovative tools and resources, unlock the future of optimization with Progress Lane, harness the power of AI. And this is cool. Okay, so a few different selling points that it pulled from. So that's the power of starting with a great brand brief. And you don't have to know what that is. It's going to do it for you. Just tell it you want to come up with a brand brief and dial it in. You can keep revising it until it's where you like. You don't have to type anything and it's going to start to do this for you. Now, once you have a good foundation, everything else becomes easier, right? So you could put that into your info base to store that there and pull it up anytime you're working on it. And you could tell it to write. Let's go ahead and do that actually. Let me just update the this one here. Progress Lane. It's a kind of a goofy name, but whatever. And I'm going to take another couple minutes to show you some cool stuff. And I want to, then I'll take a look at the questions here. But let's scan down here and see what it came up with. All right, there's our website copy. Cool. Now I can say something like, now come up with 10 free lead magnet ideas for there's progress lane. So I don't have to repeat any of that information. Now it's stored in the info base. So the AI knows what that business is, who the target audience is, the brand voice, all those important details, and it will just know what to do from here on out. All right. And I can even say something like and add more details here like this. For each lead magnet idea, please give me a title, short description, and call to action. It should be a list of 10 amazing and value driven lead magnets that are irresistible to my target audience and will make them want to put their name and email into the inbox to get this freebie. There we go. Let's come up with some lead magnet ideas. Now we can start to create content that will be appealing to my audience. Let's see what that would look like. Optimize your productivity with AI, unlock your full potential of VR training. So it's pulling from those concepts. Again, it remembers now I've added that info into the info base and it can pull from that and create content that will be really on brand. These are super cool. All right, so let's see. The science of motivation. Let's try, let's say, I like number 3, master your mindset for success. Please create the lead magnet content that I can package up and put into a free PDF guide that they can opt in to receive. You see how rough? I'm just giving it rough information here, telling it what I want it to do. Master your mindset for success, a free PDF guide. It's writing it for me. So you see how, I mean, how insanely awesome this can be. Let me pause there and take a look at some of the comments coming in. Yeah, so whatever website URL you put in there, it will scan that page. I don't think it goes deeper into the website yet. Maybe in the future it will do that, but as of right now, whatever URL you put in there, it will analyze as much as it can. If there are items in the menu bar, it'll know that there's more information hidden. Like it can see if there's social media links that, okay, this person has a social media account. So it'll try to figure and decipher things out, but it doesn't do extensive research yet into that website or brand. But maybe in the future it'll do more. I mean, it's always evolving. Let's see. Great feedback, Jack. Regenerate and edit. Yeah, I think that's great feedback, Jack. So what the Copy AI team is doing is trying to, add a lot of features to this and make it more powerful. That's going to run into some hiccups at times. So it's in beta right now, and I think what you'll see over the next few months is it's going to get exponentially better. Like this is kind of new, and it's doing a lot of different tasks right now. Like the use cases are pretty wide ranging, but it's getting smarter and smarter. And these, little technical errors are going to go away, and you're going to start to see way more potential here of what it can do. Awesome, Jordan. Glad this has been helpful. Copy free website. Awesome. Yeah, really. Now you can just talk with the AI to get stuff created. Let's see, Anna, drafting articles, improving text. I set prompts about transaction words, length, headings. Never got a text written according to the good. It should be able to handle it. Are you using the GPT-4? If you have the paid account, in the bottom left, you can turn on the labs feature and get GPT-4. That should follow your instructions much better. So if you're not getting it quite there, try using the new GPT-4. I believe it'll say it when you get started or at the beginning. Let me scroll back up. Yeah, so it'll tell you at the top of your chat thread if you're using it. All right. And remember, you also have this editor on the side, which is super handy. So once you get things dialed in where you want, you can also add it to the editor. And this is an AI rich editor. So you can actually hover over things and tweak it, rewrite it, and have some fun there. You can also press tab to add more content. And you have all these styling options here to keep it nice and organized as well. So some handy features there in the editor as well. And you can just go through, and now we're writing, let's just say website copy, and let's make that an H1. And now I can just grab the website copy, and I could say freebie idea, and we can pop in, you can even put the whole thing there, ideas. You could have those for later. And let's just say freebie number 1. Type that. Let me remove that comment there. Okay. Freebie number 1. Let's go ahead and drop this in. Look at that. Awesome content. We can expand on that if we wanted to. Again, same process, interacting with it, but that's pretty good. Now let's go ahead and say something like, awesome, that freebie looks great. Now please write the email that they receive after they sign up to get the freebie. Full stop. The email should include information about the company so that the new lead can get to know the brand a little bit and what their focus is. It should also have a link to the freebie and a nice sign off at the end to have the reader subscribe to the social media channels. All right, so I'm being pretty specific there with what I want in that email. You don't have to do that. Even if you just say, write an email, it'll come up with some things. But if you are specific, you can guide it even further. So let's say welcome email, welcome/thank you email. All right, so you see how it's weaving in information and it remembers some of the details about the brand. And if it wasn't quite nailing it, you could actually put that information again. So if it wasn't quite there, one tip for you is now that you have that information in the info base, sometimes it loses track as the chat goes on and on. It may forget, what was that brand? What was their mission? What were they all about? So what you could do is something like this. Let it finish up. All right. Not bad. That's a pretty good email, but please make it shorter and more to the point, but also more excited and engaging to the reader. Full stop. Please also provide relevant details about this brand. And now I'm going to put that hashtag in there because we can put in the progress lane brand. Since we already have that in the info base, so it'll remember, it can pull from that information in case it got off track or forgot any details. Boom, now it's just handy right there. Your brand, all that data is stored in one place, super easy, do it once, and now you can just drop it in anytime. I like this subject line. And if you wanted more subject lines, you can just say, hey, you know what? That's pretty cool. Give me 10 more ideas for a subject line. And it will just write those. So it's very good at following instructions. I mean, this is a really great, I love this. It's very to the point. It's exciting. It's engaging. Oh, that's so good. That's a really good email. All right. So this is the process now to go through any task that you have. Yeah. Market research. Let's try that one out. Let's go ahead and have it come up with some ideas. Based on what you know about the Progress Lane brand, please give me 10 questions that I need to answer about my target market to do market research. All right, so I'm like, I'm not even sure what I need to do here to learn about it. So let's see here. What are the primary pain points and challenges faced by our target market in their personal professional lives? All right, so market research. Now, this is what's cool about Copy AI is it can do some research for you. So I could pop in, let's go ahead and try what technology platforms are currently being used. All right, so that's a pretty good one there. Let's try number 3 and let's have it do some research on that for us and actually scan the web and find cited sources. Let's finish up. We've got a few more minutes left today, so drop your questions now. I'm going to put last chance, but this is super fun. You can see how crazy powerful this is. So last chance, drop them in. I'll keep an eye out. Okay, let's try this out. Okay, let's go ahead and answer question number 3 regarding technology platforms and tools that are currently being used by our target markets to enhance their performance and productivity. Full stop. Please scan the web and do some research to find 10 answers to this question from the latest news and information you can find, and please cite those sources. All right, here we go. Let's see what it does. Now it's actually scanning the web. All right, Zoom. These are the tools that they're using. So what was the question here? Tools, productivity, performance, what technology, platforms, and tools. So Zoom, Slack, Trello, Asana, Salesforce. All right, that's pretty straightforward. Let's try another one here. That's a great list, but please find 5 articles that discuss this topic in depth and have a high level of analysis and unique insights into this that would be helpful in my market research process. Ten essential productivity tools. All right, the 11 best of 2021. So that's a little outdated. We may tell it, make sure it's within the last year or in the year 2023, and hopefully you can find that. But at least we have now articles that, again, are related to this question we're asking. It can kind of interpret what we're looking for and give us those answers. So let's go ahead and try something else here. That first article on 10 essential productivity tools for remote workers looks really intriguing. Please analyze that article for me and write a summary of the most important points and key takeaways in bullet point form. So now let's see if we can do it. Will it actually scan that? And we can pull this up too to take a look here. What does it actually tell us? That's interesting. So that article may not be the correct link. That would be a bug. But I wonder if it can actually find it. It looks like the link maybe here wasn't correct, but it is finding that one. So I think the only issue may have been the link that it actually cited, but that article should exist, I would imagine, if we looked it up. Ten essential, let's see. We'd have to kind of look into that. I wonder if, interesting. We'd have to look to see where that actually was, but it's going to do some kind of relevant research. Let's see what it came up with. Toggle Todoist. All right. Now we could say something like, awesome. Now please write an opinion LinkedIn post that shares my thoughts on this topic in a way that is profound and unique and will stir up the imagination of my audience. Full stop. At the end, please put a call to action to have them get my free guide on my website. All right. So now it's doing a thought piece that I could share on social media around this topic. Cool. So it's summarizing it. It understands the context. Got me thinking, how can we transform? This is pretty good. This looks like a very thoughtful. Here's my take. Nice. I like the formatting. This feels very thoughtful, very professional. And then it. Okay, so if that happens, again, the team's gonna make that more clear what happened if it timed out. I'm pretty bummed because I was looking pretty awesome. But usually, if you can just pop it in again, it will continue that. So, worst case, I think there's just glitches every now and then, but you can drop it in again and it will get going. Yeah, good feedback there. If it is making stuff up, that's a work in progress. We're in the very early stages of the AI doing that. So the AI is very good at doing things. It'll like make it up sometimes if it isn't sure, if it gets stuck, it'll just put something. So it's always good to double check. A lot of the times though, you're going to get good information, and that's something that the Copy AI team is improving all the time. And I would imagine in the next few months or year, that won't be an issue anymore. It's just so many things happening behind the scenes for it to do it perfectly every time. We're not quite there, but I think eventually the AI will actually probably analyze the results for you at some point and test it to see, and then come back and update it for you or do it on the fly. I don't know. It's getting crazy. The AI is getting really smart. Okay, so it's breaking down this topic. It's writing a thought piece on it. The emojis are a little goofy. If I wanted to rewrite it, I could even just, again, tell it and change the tone a bit, change the focus on this, or actually, I believe this. So you can give it feedback and say, you know what? I would just do it like this. Not bad, but please write that shorter and more punchier. And I need to put my thing there. Not bad, but please rewrite this in a way that's shorter and more engaging and focus more on our resilience and adaptability using technology and how it's going to make the world better and all of us happy and rich. There we go. Let's see what happens. All right, so just that kind of changing. I didn't tell it to remove the emojis, so we have to see the comparison between the two. But that's really the process here. Let's see. I'll take a couple more questions. Let's see here. I need to write tech contents that analyze the latest tools. For example, best tools to manage clusters. So the question then, yeah, I would have to do some research. Same process. Again, it'll take a little bit of tweaking to see what the AI is good at or not. It may be better at summarizing your key points. So maybe you do some research ahead of time, and then you say, hey, like summarize all of this into a cohesive, thought. So if it's best app monitoring tools, you could work with it. And I don't know the best approach there. You'd have to find out with your industry. Sometimes it's not as good at very techie details, but it's better at weaving together a narrative. So if you gave it your like really rough notes on like, hey, this tool is the best, for me, I would say something like this, since I know about, I don't know, course creation platforms, for example. Please write an article on the top 3 course creation platforms, full stop. My top 3 favorites are Podia, Thinkific, and Kajabi, full stop. Rank Podia number 1 because it's simple and cost effective, full stop. Please include important details about what makes each platform better, and include an introduction talking about why course platforms are so amazing and all the benefits of what they can do for you and how they're all kind of similar, but here are my favorites, full stop. Also, in the conclusion, please summarize my thoughts and add a call to action to get my free guide on my website. So, what you may find with something like that is it can give you a rough starting point and then you can go in and fine tune it. But just getting thoughts out of your head, I think is really a really powerful way to use AI, and especially the chat capabilities here to go back and forth with it to get the first draft written, get thoughts out of your head, start to weave the narrative. And you notice I've typed basically nothing this entire time, but I've generated tons of content that's really powerful, from brand briefs to coming up with new business ideas and angles, to creating website copy, to a lead magnet, to actually creating the lead magnet, to writing the emails, to now writing articles and thought pieces. This is the future. We're here. You can do this right now. Try it out. Have fun. I wanted to share that tip. There's different Chrome extensions and things you can use on your computer. This one I'm using here is called Voice In, and I think it's just a really fun add-on here to enhance your experience. But here is the article, and let's see what it came up with. It's hitting those points that I mentioned. Not bad. I think it's probably pulling from what it knows about these platforms. If it is really relevant or like recent information, it may not know as much. And that's where you could tell it specifically, like, here are the details. Do not change the details. Just form a narrative around it based on this information. And here's my opinion on it. So tell it what facts or specific details you want to include, but tell it to maybe write it or weave it together in a way that's more interesting. So maybe don't spend more time on the actual facts and less time on the creative narrative of how you present the ideas. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me see here if there's anything else before I wrap up. Let's see, hyperlinks, as well as with, if you guys have any bugs, that's great feedback. So at the bottom there, if you see that stuff, please fill out that quick form, let the team know. They do review that, and they're making updates every week. They roll out a bunch of new updates every week. So that would be the best place to get that stuff fixed. And I'll be sure to let the team know about the questions that came up today and any concerns. So I appreciate you guys reaching out and letting us know. So to save it, so it's in a project. So just final thoughts here. You have this editor over here on the side. You can name it right here as well. So this is a project that you have in your account. So if you go ahead and go back to your homepage here, you'll see a list of your projects. And I'll zoom out a bit so you can see. So right here, my most recent project, that's in my account. So it's saved there. That whole chat thread, I can open up that project, and you'll see that whole chat thread is still here. If you want, you can clear the chat, but you don't need to. Just know that it won't remember everything in your chat. And that's why using the info base for important underlying details could be a big time saver, because now I can go back and say, come up with, let's just do this. Brand in there again. Come up with 10 YouTube video ideas that will be really interesting to the target audience for this brand and will grab their attention. Full stop. For each idea, please include a catchy YouTube title and a bullet point list of 3 key takeaways that they'll learn in that video. All right. So because I put that information in there again, it should know, there it is. Now it's pulling up that brand information. Since we did that earlier and we put it in the info base, that's so easy for you to just pop that back in and then tell the AI to do something related to that brand. This is really cool stuff here. It's global. Great question, Jeff. So that's global. So any of your chats you're working on, you can pull in any of the infobase things that you saved and drop it into that chat. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up for now. Thanks for hanging out today. This was a really fun demo. Be sure to try out CopyAI and put it to good use. And if you want to have some fun, grab some kind of tool or extension that allows you to talk into your computer. And now you can get all this done without typing. So that's it for today. We'll see you guys next time. Until then, take care and happy writing.